see if I can.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Son of Egg podcast. Special episode. Justin is out today, so I will be filling in his stead. And we have Gjergji Romero here,
Hello.
Sixth Council. How are we doing?
Good. It's a good morning. It's
Yeah?
a little warm, a little musky. It's in a good way. Well, in a good. When it's outside, it's like kind of humid.
It's got the Albany musk.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I love Albany.
No, I love Albany too.
Yeah. How long have you been here?
I've lived here directly in Albany for probably 3 or 4 years now. I went to Pace in the City for my first year undergrad, and then I came back because I was like, oh, money. That's a thing I should probably think about.
Yeah.
Went to SUNY Albany, just graduated. So here we are.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you very much. What about you?
That's exciting. I was born in Albany, moved to Latham, and then went to Shaker High School. Went to University of Rochester, actually, for my first year.
Yo, all right. Represent.
Yeah. Came back because I love my family. I was very homesick. Yeah, I know. Very classic Puerto Rican girl. It's like I can't go see my mom every day. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
So I went to Union, loved it it so much, had the best time. Then I went to Albany Law School, brief year in Ecuador, which we can get into if you want.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about that.
It's called the Minerva Fellowship. It's a program. They pick like maybe 5 to 10 students to do social entrepreneurial projects in a town or in a village overseas. So I was in Ecuador. And it was Estero de Plátano, which is a rural coastal fishing village.
Okay.
No electricity, no running water. It was very rural, but such a really beautiful, wonderful experience. Fishing town. So, like, I would wake up and like swim in the water every day, clean my clothes in the river.
And you did this for a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you have any chance to come home and like visit family during that time, or were you like?
Some people did. My family came and visited me. So
fun.
Yeah. It was actually very jarring for them. They're like, oh my God, this is how you're living? I'm like, yeah. Do you squat in the hole to go to the bathroom?
By that point, you had just like gotten used to it too. So I'm sure they were like, is she coming back? Like maybe she likes it. It's like, this is what she wants to do.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
But coming back, it was actually really overwhelming to see all the options that people have. Like in grocery stores, there's a whole aisle for cereal. We don't have that.
Yeah.
In where I was, it was like, do you want Cheerios or Cocoa Puffs? For milk, it's like the milk. It's not like how many different like oat milk,
Oh, so I can't get my honey almond milk in the morning. Like that's out. I don't know. That might be a deal breaker for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was great. It was really cool. That really like turned my life around. So dramatic to say.
No. I mean, go for it. Be dramatic. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I just like didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I thought I wanted to be a teacher. Turns out I do not have the patience for children.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming here. I appreciate it.
No, I meant, like little kids.
Yeah,
I just couldn't, I couldn't do it. So I took the LSAT in undergrad kind of.
On a whim?
Just like, it's like a fun, like this will be a cool thing maybe. Did well and then just didn't think about it until I was in Ecuador. I was like, I should probably figure out what I'm going to do next. So I applied to Albany Law because I wanted to be close to my family too. So it worked out.
Very nice. It seems like family is a pretty central theme in like both your life and then also your work.
Yeah. I am so close with my parents and my sister, and sometimes maybe in a weird way. I don't know. We're just a really close family.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I get that.
Yeah. Are you close with your parents or?
Super close. Yeah, very close. We're a family of 4. So I have my older brother Pierce, and then my older sister, my younger sister, Grace and Kate.
Yeah.
And we're like thick as thieves. There's like a 5-year gap between all of us except for Kate.
Yeah.
There's like a 3-year gap.
Oh, wow.
So we're all like spaced pretty well, where like once the other person got to like a milestone, we could convey that information to the little one and be like, so this is what you got to look for.
Oh, no.
We never listened to any advice between each other, but
God.
we had it.
What about parenting styles? Like who's the oldest?
Who's the oldest parenting wise?
No. Like, sorry, I didn't explain that. Who's the oldest? Because then you give the younger one, like, don't worry, mom's going to be like this when you come home like this. This is how it's going to go.
It probably my older sister Grace was like the one that communed everything. Yeah, my older brother was, by the time I got to be, because he's 10 years older than me. So by the time I was like 11, he was in college. He was gone.
Oh,
he was off.
It's a big gap.
It's a big gap. Yeah. It's a weird spacing. Now it works. Now he's got like a life and everything, and we're adults, so it's great.
Right.
But it was fine before. We were, best of friends,
Yeah.
Basically, I had like a little sidekick running around. Yeah, honest to God.
It's probably a good thing, huh?
Yeah. So you only have the one sister?
I have one little sister. She actually lives around here too.
Is she? Wow, all right.
I know, we're so close. It's like
So after the 6th ward, it's the 7th, right? We're just gonna.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she lives in the 10th, actually, in the same building that I was at before I moved here. Yeah.
Very nice. So you just handed it off to her, handed her the keys?
Literally, yes. Yeah. Something kind of funny about our family that I think kind of epitomizes how close we are. When COVID started last summer, everyone was like, you can't visit other people. You have to stay within your household.
Yeah,
and my
pick
mom,
your pod.
Right, pick your pod. And my mom called me up and she's like, so we're going to be doing like dinner together, obviously. I'm like, Mom, you are old.
Yeah.
Ring, ring. Sorry to interrupt, but like you are old. And Alexandra just got back from college, and I'm kind of in and out of the office through my work as a public defender. I'm like, around the public a little bit.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. We're creating our pod. So we had like a weekly, against everyone's advice, but we created that pod, I guess.
Yeah.
We had a weekly themed dinner where we would dress up, try to, you need frivolous happiness during that time. So we would dress up in different themes, and then the food would match the theme.
So what was your favorite theme? How long did this go on for? Let's establish that first.
Pretty much all summer. And then beginning, until right in the beginning until late summer maybe.
Wow. So you've got a couple themes to choose from.
And we take photos too. My dad has all of them. I have like one bad one.
Only one bad one.
Well,
That's awesome.
I know. I only took a photo of like the time where we were all looking a little weird, but I pulled on my sorority days from themed parties.
Mm-hmm.
So what was like a good one? I liked garden party. That was fun because I just wanted to dress up.
Yeah.
We had like a New Year's Eve theme, Magnum PI theme.
And so where are these pictures? They're not on Instagram. They're not
You're
on
never
Twitter.
gonna see them.
We're never going to see them ever.
Maybe I don't, my dad says that he would make like an album and like in years from now we'll look back at it. But
down the line. All right. We'll watch out for it. Once we get it, we'll put it up in the store somewhere.
Once I'm elected.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We look so silly. And in the beginning, you can tell that we're all like, I hate life, but we're here together. But as it goes on, we're happier. But yeah, that was just like a moment in the beginning where we all kind of said, life sucks so bad.
Yeah.
But we need to have like one happy thing a week that we can look forward to. So
nice.
That's what we did. What did you do in the beginning of COVID last year?
So I remember when my roommate, because I was living off of Hackett at the time.
Okay.
My roommate was like, yeah, there's like weird stuff going on in Wuhan right now. And I was like, don't worry about it.
Oh, no.
And then like not a month and a half later, I got a call from my brother and he was like, we should take this really, really seriously. And then the CDC started coming out with a bunch of stuff and the president started talking about stuff. And I'm like, all right, like
Here we go.
what's going on? And so what I ended up doing is I just moved back home.
Right.
So we did complete isolation, like got our groceries like delivered because my uncle owns the corner store.
Oh, wonderful.
Complete isolation for like 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
All of you guys in the same building.
In the same building, same house.
Oh,
yep.
no.
Sharing the same bathroom, sharing the same washer and dryer.
Good or bad?
It definitely got my priorities in order. I was like, okay, if I can survive 3 months with them and be like relatively happy, family is obviously something I care about. So
confirmed.
Awesome, good. Establishes at least geographically where I need to be.
Sure.
But no, it was great. My dad wasn't working as much, and he worked all the time up until then.
Right.
So like every night we go out for walks, and we just go for like 2-3 hour long, just like walk until like the bones in our feet basically were like kind of cracking.
The COVID stroll.
The COVID stroll,
say.
yeah.
Everyone started getting into walking.
Big walking now. Now it's just wandering because like I have no idea where I'm going. I just end up somewhere, and I'm like, all right, which I could do here sort of, but I usually just go back there when I want to wander. But no, it was awesome. I got to spend like a whole lot more quality time with my parents that I didn't get because growing up it was very like kind of passive play. My mom was a nurse and my dad was a lawyer.
Right, a very
so,
very prominent lawyer too. So busy. I can imagine.
Constantly. So the play would be during the days. My dad was at work. My mom would take care of us. Right. And then at night she would go work night shifts at the hospital at the maternity ward, and then. Yeah, and then he would take us for the night. So, like, they'd wake up in the morning, she'd come home from work, and just go, yeah. I don't know how they did it. They're crazy people.
You're fine. You turned out all right.
I turned out all right. They seem all right, so everything worked out in the end. But yeah, it was great. It was like a lot of quality time that like otherwise we would not have gotten. Because my little sister's going to college now, so.
Oh, where's she going?
She's at Siena. Yeah, my dad's alma mater.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Everyone stayed local. Did your other brother also do a local college too?
No, my brother hopped around a bunch. He was in San Diego. I forget. I think it was just University of San Diego. And then he went to Davidson, which is it's not Georgia, was it? It's North Carolina? North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, he travels a bunch.
Okay, cool.
His mom is in California, so he does a lot of like part-time back and forth.
Yeah, I want to go to California.
It's super nice. It's really nice. He's in LA right now, so it's like... Yeah. What he's told me, they've got some stuff to figure out there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they got some problems.
Yeah, the materialism, the capitalism just in general would probably throw me.
Yeah, you want to talk about like the wealth gap? Go to Skid Row.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways.
But no. As well, we love the negativity. The negativity can be positive.
Yeah.
So you get out of law school.
Okay, right.
Public work, was that you were immediately set on that, or were you looking to go private, decided to go public for a while? Tell us about your journey a little bit.
Yeah, so I did this program in law school where you graduate early and you take the bar in February, and then you do your last semester working for free in a pro bono location. So I was at the federal defenders, which I loved. I love federal work. I thought, oh my gosh, I want to go into that. So I picked a private firm that I knew did federal defense, and bad decision. Private work, especially in the criminal defense sphere, is not fun. It's not fun. Just private firm life is a lot of, a button of remembering how long you work on certain cases. You have to bill hours, everything down to like the minutia of the minute. Yeah. And the clients I didn't have the same gusto, excitement the way that I do now. And I think that's because when you're a public defender, you're defending the indigent, and it's not just their criminal case. I although it's undoubtedly like really tiring and not my job, the other things I do, but I like that you kind of come to them at this moment where there's so much other things going on, and I like hearing about all of those things and explaining why criminal conduct is what it is. And there's all this fun mitigation that you get to do, and you have to learn so much about their life, and you explain it. And when people have money to pay the amount of money that they did at this firm I was at before, you just don't have that same mitigation. It's more like, this guy's really wealthy and he drove drunk, and can we just get him a dismissal, as opposed to the work that I do now, which is like, oh, did you know that this woman is a domestic violence victim, and she was homeless for a few months, and she's going through a alcohol problem. Let's get her into treatment, and then let's dismiss her case. That's much more fulfilling to me, and I didn't feel that like excitement waking up to it at my job in the brief stint that I did in private practice. Yeah. So I was there for probably a month or two. All the while, all my friends are in the public defender's office. Yeah. So they're like, "Come, we're ready for you. We have an opening." So that was great to just immediately jump there, and haven't looked back. Yeah. I love it. I'm just so lucky to have a job that I really, really love, and I've like found my passion. Ew, sick, gross.
No. We love finding our passion. We love finding our passion. Like, that's excellent.
Yeah, I really, really love it. And it's funny, like with this campaign, people are like, "Oh, like, do you have a next step? Like, are you gonna run for this?" I'm like, no. I'm a felony trial attorney. Yeah. No. This is just a fun extra thing that I think I'm gonna also be really good at. I love my job. Yeah. I must stay at my job. Yeah. So, yeah. That's the life story, I guess. That's the chronological order.
So what made you want to run then? Because you already got all this on your plate. You love what you're doing already. What made you want to contribute more?
Yeah. I think I've always kind of wanted to get more involved in my community in general. So like volunteering, finding opportunities where they present themselves like big brothers, big sisters. And then I think what really pushed me was last summer. Obviously, everyone felt this like really visceral and kind of scary, strong pull to do something more after the murder of George Floyd. And, you know, these social justice movements have obviously been around forever, but the tidal wave of opportunities and ways to easily get involved kind of overwhelmed me. So I got involved. And then me and all my law school friends had like a weekly FaceTime. We're like, what are we going to do? Like, we're going to, you know, which is cool. Yeah. And I think through those conversations, they were like, you should run for office. I'm like, no, guys. Sick. No. Like, that's not for me. I'm not a politician. Like, I can't. I have this thing where, like, I can't control my facial expressions.
Me too. Don't worry about it.
I also can't lie. It's very hard. So
you can't lie? You're perfect for the position.
I know.
Or actually, maybe you're terrible for the position.
No, I think I am. You need politicians. And maybe we'll touch on that later. But I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And I was like, hi, Board of Elections. I think I'm going to run for office. I'm very excited. My name is Gabriella. And they're like, okay. You need to fill out these 2 forms. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
And then I did it. And I guess kind of getting to that point that we briefly discussed earlier, like, people need politicians right now that are honest and that will admit that they don't know things and that will admit that they messed up. You know, like, oh, I didn't say the right answer to that question. My bad. But this is how I feel. Or, you know, I said the wrong thing or I angered someone and I apologize. Like, apologizing is so big. People don't do that enough. And politicians are so quick these days to say, like, we did nothing wrong and let me show you the video. And you're like, no, actually, there's this other video that totally contradicts what you're saying. Yeah. So that's been great. It's been great to be honest and I guess genuine and truly true to like everything that I believe in. In the beginning of the campaign, I said, wow, guys, it was me, my mom, obviously, my campaign manager and like some friends. That's how it started. And local legislators. And I said, guys, I care about the police department and I need to be honest. Like, I want to change the police department. They're like, great. We love that. You can't talk about police. We need to talk about streets. We need to talk about trash. Undoubtedly now I actually love talking about trash. Yeah. But in the beginning, I'm like, this is what I'm here for. And they're like, cool, you can't do that because no one's going to vote for you. And I was like, but guys, that's what I did this for. And, you know, how sad, honestly, that has become a pivotal thing that everyone's talking about. Wonderful for the campaign because I'm really uniquely situated as a public defender to answer all of those questions on police and public safety. But it's been cool, just to be honest. I like it. And it's fun. And it should be fun like that, right? Yeah,
I mean, ideally, it would like anything you're doing, you should be having fun if you enjoy it, you know?
Right.
If you start to do something that you enjoy and then you start not having fun, there's something wrong. But
absolutely.
Coming from where you're coming from, which is, like you said, your mom's your campaign manager.
Oh, so my mom's not technically my campaign manager. Common misconception.
Oh, okay.
She's like, no, she's, what is she? She's like we call her my campaign mom. I have a group of women that are all like helping out. So I have a campaign manager, Veronica.
Okay.
She works.
Sorry, Veronica. My apologies.
No,
I did not mean to say you.
It's okay. It's honestly a group. Everything is like a group decision, group effort. But there's a group of women that kind of manage it. And one, obviously, campaign manager, but everyone has a say. And my mom, spiritual guide.
Anchor.
Right, anchor.
Yeah.
A few different positions that we could give her, but Veronica is my campaign manager. And then you have, you know, field directors and social media people and all of that. People just kind of were, I guess, drawn to the campaign in the sense that it started with my campaign manager, my mom, and some friends, and then through like social media. I think that's how Justin found out about the campaign, probably through social media and just like boots on the ground, talking to people, like word of mouth, young people. People were like, "Oh, I do Instagram slides on Canva. Can I help out?" I was like, "Sure, okay, thanks." I don't know you, but all right.
Just getting local talent to come contribute.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so it has been cool to do that as well. And that's the Rolling Stone, really, that has kept going. And that's how you organically, I guess, create movements and create coalitions. And I was thinking about this yesterday, about how cool it is that campaigns obviously are to promote the candidate, but in a very real sense as well, it's about creating a group of people that believe in something and want something. So that after you win, you have this group of people that you've organically created that all believe in the same thing, so that they can also fight for these things you're fighting for. So cool. And the way this campaign started was organic, so no one's paid, you know?
Yeah.
So it feels cool to have this big group of people behind me saying, like, we're freaking ready.
Yeah.
We're going to do stuff. So that's a really, really cool part of campaigns that I'm proud to have created, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So having talked to everyone in the area, what do you think it is that, at least, you know, you could say to Albany in general, but what do you think the 6th Ward really wants?
Trash problems.
Trash problems, definitely.
A way to pick up trash.
Way to pick up trash would be awesome. We could start there. Parking.
Yeah. Trash, parking, quality of life issues are really important to people. The 6th Ward will tell you exactly what it wants, and that's why I freaking love this place. We are so different than any other part of Albany, and that people are very, very, very outspoken and very politically active here.
Why do you think that is?
Why? I don't know why. Maybe because generationally, just like people stay here. You want to create families and communities, so they tell their friends and their neighbors. People are drawn to this. It's had that reputation for a really long time, the Skinner Square area specifically. But I don't know. Maybe it's proximity to the capital. A lot of people that are involved in actual government live here. But people tell you exactly what they want when I'm going door to door, and I love that. Actually on the flip side, some people say, I don't know what I want. Like, I don't know what I want to change. And I'm like, well, let me tell you. Everything on the streets is what your councilwoman can change. Like, do you care about streets? Do you care about trees? Do you care about lighting, like on our streets? And then eventually we find like a common ground of something that they want to change. But trash, these quality of life, like walkability, accessibility, and although the police presence in our neighborhood isn't necessarily as strong as other wards, people want to use police as a reason to fix some of their problems, which it's been really fun to actually explain to people why we shouldn't be having this punitive carceral mindset, and explaining these like long-term, more sustainable, slow, non-carceral ways to handle these problems. So let me talk about trash for a second, because I love this.
Go for it. Talk about trash as much as you like.
Yeah, so people say we need more tickets and fines for people to, and I link in trash with dog poop too. Big problem in the 6. So they're like, those people need to be ticketed, those people need to be fined by the police. And I'm like, wow, let me tell you some science right now. That at least with trash, there's some really great research out there that says that public, regularly scheduled cleanups by people in the neighborhood actually encourages other neighbors to want to pick up more trash. Okay. It encourages them to want to get more involved. It encourages them to have this like community feel, this intangible feeling of ownership in your own space. Very cool. Very awesome. We already feel that in the 6th, because it's a very like kind of not cliquey, but like a very close-knit neighborhood. Yeah. But when you walk down the street, do you pick up the trash that you see on the sidewalk? Even if you're just like walking into your home, but you see like a wrapper on the
in my immediate home, yeah.
Oh, right. Typically. Well, you're not, yeah.
Out here when I'm walking, it depends.
Right.
It usually depends what kind of trash it is. With COVID, I got like super germophobia for the first bit. But if I have like a plastic bag on me, I'll like do the dog poop method and throw something out. Right. But realize that distinction that you just provided, that when you're in your home, you feel like this is my home. I need to protect it and clean it. You don't necessarily feel it in a place that's not your home.
So these research studies say that with these regularly scheduled cleanups, there's a visible actually result in that you get a cleaner and more beautiful space. So sounds a little kumbaya, I know, but I think
some of the best things are there.
I think we can fix our trash problem by having regularly scheduled cleanups, and I've been doing that every Sunday. Pitch for that. If anyone wants to stop by, we're always in Dana Park at noon on Sundays, and that has been really cool to explain that to people. I've sent them like research paper. I'm like, give me your email. I'd love to give you this data, and they're like, no, thank you. And some people will be stuck in their ways, and that's okay. But for dog poop, I think we can provide more opportunities for people to pick it up themselves. So having the city pay for those little boxes that say like, please pick up your dog waste with the little the bags, and then obviously providing with receptacles to let them put the poop in the trash. Yeah. Because there aren't any trash bins in like the lower part of the 6th ward, like down when you get into the center square area.
Yeah.
So we need that. And I think probably other people are talking about it, but I'm definitely the only one that loves community cleanups. And I'll let that be my thing. That could be my motto.
Well, you have an entire plan to revitalize the area. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Like, what's your vision for the area?
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah. I really support this Warrick Street revitalization plan. And it's not my plan. That's like a city funded project.
Yeah, they put the money away, all right. Yeah. Everything's good to go.
Yeah, and it will totally change the Warrick Street area to really modernize it. It reminds me a lot of downtown Ithaca. Have you ever been to
I love Ithaca. Yeah.
I also love Ithaca. I love everything about Ithaca. I had an ex that was from Ithaca, so I used to drive there all the time. It's a long drive, but I used to frolic a lot in that downtown area. And so it's like the main strip. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like Church Street in Burlington. It's like that kind of like long residential, also businesses, no cars, no nothing, just people. Yeah,
so that's a little controversial, the no cars. The Warrick Street revitalization plan doesn't necessarily have no cars, but shutting down the Warrick Street is something to not have cars there is something that I'm looking into and definitely considering. But this plan makes it look a lot like the downtown Ithaca area with the trees overlapping and the lights, and allowing for more benches and obviously more trash cans, and just making it more modern. And I love that for us because we are moving, the city is really moving in a place where young people are excited to come back. Everyone, kind of similar to yourself, has come back for COVID, and now they're thinking like, am I going to stay here or am I going to go back to a big city? Yeah. So we have this really, really big opportunity as a neighborhood and as a city to capitalize on that. And to the people that have already come here because of COVID, not even young people, but even the adults that came here, we want them to stay. And I think this is a really good first step forward too, like this beautiful modernization plan. And then the Washington Park traffic study is something that's also being done. And so, just as a brief background, if you've ever like run through Washington Park, the cars are blowing by you at every moment. Yeah. And I actually had someone messaged me on the campaign saying like, I saw you driving through Washington Park and you drive too slow. God forbid. And there's a tail of cars behind you. Actually, like, kind of blew up on Twitter about it. It was really exciting. Yeah. And I said, I do not care. Thank you for reaching out. However, you need to drive the speed limit, if not lower, in the Washington Park because there are so many pedestrians and so many runners and just so many people in that park that their speed limit's there for a reason. Yeah. So if there's a trail of cars behind me, you're going to have to deal with that. Well, and maybe I don't have that guy's vote, and I apologize. But like that's huge. So I think we need more traffic calming measures. The traffic study will obviously give us data on that, but I think we should just narrow the streets. It's easy. It's straightforward. It's definitely going to make it slower for people or harder for people to drive through it. And I think it would be a good idea. But the data from the traffic study will probably give us that undoubtedly as an answer. But yeah, that's my plan, I guess. At least for like our walkability and beautification of the area. Do you think walkability is a big thing that we're going to have to get just in the greater Albany area too? Because more people are coming back. I mean, we've had plenty of people come in who like
tell us that they're from the city and that they moved back up here or they're
Right.
moving here for the first time.
Right.
Do you think that like the move for Albany is to become more walkable in general?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to swear on this?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Hell yeah. You can tell me if you want.
Yeah, so we have food.
Ooh, thank you. Should I eat now? Am I allowed to?
Oh,
On the
yeah,
thing?
yeah,
Okay.
Mazzei ASMR in the second portion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So this is a grandson egg, just real quick. This is our wasabi soy sauce.
Okay.
With avocado, tomato, fried corn, and we have our drunken egg. which
Egg
is-
day. Today's egg day, isn't it?
Is today egg day or is yesterday?
Oh, was it yesterday?
Yesterday was
Oh.
egg day.
Yesterday was egg day.
We're still keeping it because they're really popular.
Every
Yeah.
day's egg day.
It's semi-limited.
Semi-limited. So yeah, this is the drunken egg. It is delicious.
Okay. All right. I'll try not to make too many weird sounds. What were we talking about? Walkability. Yeah. So the city came out with this bike pedestrian master plan, very long, very comprehensive, about what needs to happen to make our city more walkable. I support that. A big part of campaigning is finding the people that know all this stuff and then saying you support that stuff. So they did a really great study about what streets, like main roads, need to be altered and what specifically we can do to alter them. And so all of those ideas are great. And the sixth ward specifically, people come here because they like that we have a grocery kind of close to us, that we have all of these like, businesses and restaurants and bars around. So I think my next step is bringing a hardware store to the sixth ward, and I would love to actually put it in that corner commercial space that's right across from Sonneberg, actually.
there.
Yeah, something good needs to go there.
Yeah,
And
that's been empty for a long time.
I know, and the reason when I did my research was that the owners of that space are asking for a really, really exorbitant rent. Nothing I can control, obviously, but we need a commercial tenant to come in to lease that space. So Ace Hardware, coming for you.
So now they have to sponsor the podcast, I think. I think that's the rule.
I know. I'll send them an email after this.
Yeah.
But a commercial tenant needs to be there in order for them to make sense with the rent that the property owners are asking for. But a hardware store, what do you think? What would be another?
There are definitely a lot of things in the area that we need.
Mm-hmm.
Hardware store would definitely be one of them. I think if you put a hardware store there, you're kind of just giving people the tools to improve the area, just right there, which is a really nice idea.
That's the campaign that we're going to use when we promote this.
Yeah.
Get the tools to build. Yeah.
Let's go. Do I get a commission for the...
You want to join the team?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
And also-
No, go for it.
Sorry, I just thought of this. The reason Ace Hardware is great is because not only do they have hardware stuff, like tools, but they have a really funky side store within it where they sell like tchotchkes, like little notebooks and candles and pens and lots of great plants. Yeah, it's wonderful. Going to the Troy Ace Hardware is actually a part of my Sunday routine.
I love the Troy Ace Hardware. It's so cute.
That's what I'm talking about. So every Ace Hardware has that little section, and their plants are
So good.
Yeah.
There's a flower shop. I think it's still here. I think it's on the very end of Lark Street
Yep.
now. Before it occupied the building next to Stacks. I'm not sure what's there now. It's like an apparel store, but also there's skateboards. Oh, there's a lot that's changed. Lark Street, like, continuously,
I
it's
know.
just like new stuff comes in there all the time.
Yeah, the Mercantile is there now.
Yeah. So what would you say your favorite part of the sixth ward is?
Ooh.
Is that a dangerous question?
No, but it's so easy for me. It's Washington Park, of
Oh.
course.
Fair enough.
Oh my gosh. I told you I was born in Albany, and I love the Park Playhouse. I just love the Park Playhouse. I've always been drawn to theater. I've tried out for a lot of shows in high school, didn't get into any of them. That's okay. I know.
Well, now you may be in power soon, so you can just...
It's not theater for me, though, unfortunately. I mean, I'm a trial attorney, so there's a certain theater there, right?
It's theatrical.
Yeah. But I love Park Playhouse. I love the park. My parents grew up in New York City, so they were used to urban spaces, but with small pockets of park. So as a kid, they would take me to Washington Park all the time, and just frolic and run around. So I love everything about the park. And I guess if we want to talk about a little controversial issue, the lights in the park was like a thing that everyone, and honestly, that's, we can talk about all of these quality of life issues and big ticket citywide issues, but the Sixth Ward has a lot of very specific Sixth Ward issues as well. And the lights in the park was one that really, really came up a lot talking to people.
How so? What are the opinions?
So this is wonderful, by the way. Thank you.
I did not make any of it. That was in or in the back.
I'll have to give her a hug on my way out. So lights in the park. Lights in the park. I grew up loving lights in the park, and that was hard for me because I love Christmas frivolity. I think I've said that so many times now on the campaign, talking about this issue, but it's true. Christmas frivolity, like claymation movies, the excuse to drink hot cocoa and whipped cream, caroling, which makes no sense as a concept, but is actually frivolous but causes so much joy. Love all of that. Love that. Ugly sweater parties. Love that. Mint flavored things around Christmas. Love that. So I love lights in the park as a child, and we would go a lot. So when I heard that lights in the park was an issue, I was like, no, I love this thing. But from living here, I kind of seen, especially last summer, the traffic is a massive problem. It's a massive problem. I was on South Lake before, so always on the perimeter of the park, but I didn't see as much traffic necessarily there as I do now on Madison, probably because I'm at 490, which is very close to the entrance.
Yeah.
So that's a big problem. And I investigated it a lot when people started saying this is a problem. I'm like, oh, all right, I'll look into it. They use jail labor. What's the proper terminology? The permit holder that benefits from the event, PAL, is a police organization. And we don't have to get into that too much, but I did pull their tax filings for the past 10 years, so.
And you use jail labor?
Mm-hmm. They use jail labor.
Wow.
I know.
I did not know that.
Yeah. But it's something people need to know, something people really need to think about if you want to support an organization that supports them. So those are personal things to me, obviously, as my public defender mindset. But also, the event itself really outgrew the space. It started off with like 20 light things, still exciting then. But it's really grown, and the problem that I'm hearing is that they never mapped out exactly where the wirings were in their framework.
So it's just completely...
It's a little bit of a problem.
Wild.
Yeah, so what I heard from the neighborhood associations who are really investigating this more with the mayor is that they will not renew, at least the most recent news, is that the city has said that it won't renew the permit unless they give us a full detailing of where all of the wires are, which I don't think they can do. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that pans out.
I'm jarred, not gonna lie. I did not think such a wholesome, fond old memory had such dark seated roots.
I know. But it's not even dark for some of the reasons why it should be taken out of the park. Wouldn't you love to go snowshoeing or cross-country skiing in that park?
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, and you just, it takes up so much space that you're not allowed to enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
That's a problem. So I suggested, and this came to me when I was doing a public comment on this issue, but I love it now that I've just brought it out into the world, is like a hot cocoa stroll. I'm giggling because I keep saying hot cocoa. Maybe I need to go make some when I get home.
It's free donut day at Dunkin' Donuts. You can go get hot cocoa and a donut.
Oh my gosh. Maybe on my way back. This is a lot of food, but I can't say no to a donut. So maybe decorating the Lark Street area with Christmas stuff or holiday stuff, and then encouraging kind of like a bar stroll.
Yeah.
And just hop at the different restaurants on Lark Street, and then you'd end at the ice rink.
That would sound great.
And it's
supports local business.
There you
gets
go.
The lights out of the park.
There you go, and it's a pedestrian event.
Yeah.
So also declogging our streets. I love it. I should make that another campaign thing. I really got to promote that more.
Well, the only thing that lights in the park, the only part of it up until now for me that didn't make sense was why we were in cars. Why would you not want to stroll that whole thing? Sometimes it's freezing, so I get that.
Right.
But everyone in Albany has some sort of parka that we all don once it gets too cold. Like we all, at this point, most of us know how to handle it.
I know. Yeah, you can walk it. It's you can walk it. I think it's certain days during the week at certain times, but it's like 4:30 to 5:30 or something like that. Before it's opened up to the vehicles. Some people suggested making it a walking only event, but that doesn't eliminate any of the things that I really said before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's going in a good direction.
Yeah.
But that was something that a lot of people wanted to speak about last. And so the hard part is we don't necessarily control that on the Common Council. It's a permitting issue, and whether or not you're going to allow a permit to go forward or to be accepted. I have no control over that, but I can advocate and I can tell the mayor you shouldn't renew the permit. But it's hard. There are a few issues that the Common Council doesn't control, and that's a little frustrating sometimes.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we are kind of closing up on time, so I would love to just real quick plug election, June 22nd.
June 22nd.
2.5 weeks away.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Time is a weird thing. It's about 2.5.
About
June,
2.5.
Yeah, June 12th is early voting.
Early voting, okay.
So we're going to be knocking on doors, driving around, and if someone says, I'm ready to vote, we will drive you to the Board of Elections.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll drive you to the Board of Elections so that you can cast your vote for me. So I'm excited. There's a lot of good work to be done, and it's really important that we think about like who and what you want to lead us into this next chapter, because like I said before, we're about to enter a really pivotal moment in our neighborhood, in our city, in our world, and we need people that are community-centered, empathetic, real people that aren't connected to like big pocket politicians, and we just need someone that's gonna kind of be real with you and open and honest, and I think I'm that person, so I'm excited. It's great.
I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you
It's
for coming.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm sorry we didn't get more time to talk.
No, that's okay. I'll be here. I got to eat this. Yeah, thank you.
Well, Adris, what number is this?
5.
5? All right. 6?
Okay.
We'll overdub it.
Okay.
We'll overdub it, yeah. Conclusion to the 6 on any podcast. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.